See you soon. Let's get more answers now for you on our top story, the expected release of more prisoners. AUC CBS 13 political analyst Gary Dietrich joining us now. Gary, all it's going to take is one or two people recommitting crimes, and there's going to be major blowback, more than there already is, right?
Tony, that's really the problem here. Now, our prisons have been overcrowded for some time. People should know we've been under order to reduce that overcrowding for years. The problem now, of course, is COVID. And how do you have social distancing within a prison? That's been the problem. Huge outbreak at San Quentin. So you're exactly right, Tony. When the rubber's going to meet the road is, unfortunately, when one or more of these early release inmates, create some havoc, perhaps even a violent crime. And that's what people are concerned about.
Gary, let's dive into campaign 2020 right now. There's been a lot of talk about Senator Kamala Harris being tapped by Joe Biden as a running mate. And if she becomes vice president, that would leave California down as senator. So who would pick her replacement?
Well, that is the exclusive right and purview of the governor. So Gavin Newsom would actually appoint her replacement, Adrian, and that he or she would serve for a full 2 years. Now that, of course, would be a highly sought after spot. Whenever this happens, of course, there is incredible political jockeying because, no surprise, that person is the de facto nominee for their party in the next time around. So there's going to certainly be a lot of eyes on Joe Biden this week here in California if indeed he picks Kamala Harris.
And Biden has said he's delayed that pick for perhaps next week. We'll look for it and talk to you about that then. But let's talk Sacramento. We've talked about the strong mayor push. Mayor Steinberg convincing his fellow council members to get it on the ballot. Break this down, what this actually means. Voters will be voting on what?
Well, this is a really big deal. And people may remember that when Kevin Johnson was mayor, it was put on the ballot, failed. But under Darrell Steinberg, it's going to be as strong or even stronger, guys. He would have veto power, for example, over any city council decision. He would have a strong ability to hire the city manager. And it really, what it does, guys, it puts a lot of power in the hands of an elected official. People say that's good because they're more accountable than, say, putting that in the hands of a non-elected person, i.e. a city manager. So in just 3 months, we're going to be voting on this, and it would mean major changes for the way Sacramento is governed here in California, no question about it.
Yeah, you bet. All right. Finally here, Gary, before we let you go, we got to talk about this big bombshell from the state this week about coronavirus case data being underreported because of that big technical glitch. What's your take on this big mess?
Well, it continues a string, unfortunately, guys, of technical issues that the state has tried to resolve for years. I mean, we've had the DMV, even the EDD itself. As many people know, the unemployment folks have been saying they have structural problems in their own system. So this is creating a real problem because for counties and the state, accurate numbers, obviously, for COVID reporting, that's really been the foundation of where decision making has been made from the state down to the local level. So this is something they're going to have to get a handle on quick, or Gavin Newsom and the rest of the gang downtown are really going to be facing some problems.
All right, Gary, as always, we appreciate your insight. We will see you again very soon.